Hello, and welcome to Simplifying Classroom Workflows with Smart Browser Hacks. I am Alice Keeler. Hi, I'm a professional learning consultant with Orion, and we're so pleased that you could join us today for this. And we're going to primarily be looking at Google Chrome. That doesn't mean that these don't work in other browsers. Some of the tips definitely do work in other browsers, but today we are focusing on Google Chrome. So I encourage you to Control N, open a new tab, and follow along and try out these tips. Pause the video, try out the tips, and go back and forth. At the conclusion of this video, we encourage you to fill out the Google form, which is going to send you a certificate. Now that certificate is going to ask you that you spent an hour. We're not going to spend an hour here today, so please take that time to pause, play with, try them out, and reflect on how will I use this in my classroom. So my first question is, how many tabs is too many tabs? Look at all of these tabs that I have up here. And I have, less than 42 tabs. I think something is wrong. I have a love affair with my tabs. I don't want them to go away, and I just keep building them up. And honestly, this is like a low amount that I have here today. So I want to share with you the tool OneTab. This is a Chrome extension, and what it's going to do is going to collapse all your tabs into a list. And it's just going to be really easy to get those back. Because again, I don't want to close my tabs. I want to keep them forever. So I'm going to do a search for, I did Control-T, new tab. I'm going to search for OneTab. And when I search for OneTab, it's going to show me the Chrome Web Store. That was the very first result. And it is a Chrome extension that you can install. So what does it do? So since you can see that it's a Chrome extension, you'll see that I have the Chrome extension icon right here. And when I click on it, you see that it sucked up all of my tabs and created a list of 14 tabs. Hey, also, what about those tabs? I'm going to get to that in a minute. But you'll see what I now have is I have this list, and I have it set that they never go away. So this is going to be all my tabs that I ever use because I don't close tabs. I one-tab them to create a nice list. Now, where this is extra nice, besides the fact that I just now opened up a bunch of RAM, my computer's going to run faster, but each of these are easy to get back to. So I'm going to be able to click on this, and you see that I'm going to be able to come right back to my presentation. Boom, there it is. I'm going to close it. There is a setting in there that when I click on it, it removes it from the list. I have the setting, it never removes it from the list. So I just can see everything that I was doing since the beginning of time. Now here's a trick that I do is I'm going to open up a new tab, and let's say that I'm researching quadratic formula, because I'm a math teacher. So I'm going to do quadratic formula. So I'm searching for my sources. Wikipedia, actually I'm going to back that up. I'm going to hold down the control key, command, because I'm on a Mac, and I'm going to open up in a new tab. You actually can set your settings in Chrome that it will automatically open them up in a new tab for you instead of, notice when I click here, it replaced my search. I don't like that. So I hold down control, that opens it up in a new tab. Now, I don't think that calculator soup is what I want to use. So I'm going to Control W, close that tab, and come back here. And we're just going to get a bunch of sources open. So bear with me here. Go to the next page. Let's pretend that I'm doing a good job researching where I want to get these quadratic formula things from. And these are all links that I want to share with my students. And so this is my search. I'm going to close my search. So now I'm left with these tabs up here at the top that I want to share with my students. Now, obviously, I can one at a time add them to Google Classroom or Canvas or whatever you're doing, but that sounds terrible. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to one-tab it. And you see that it collapsed it down into this list of 6 tabs. And then if I click on this 3 dots menu, so here in OneTab, I click on the 3 dots menu, I have the option to share as a web page. Now when I share as a web page, and you can say how long until it expires, share, you'll see it has a whole new page, and this is now a single page that I can share with my students where they can open up all of the tabs at once, but it just gives me a single list. So I only actually need to add this link up here at the top to my Google Classroom or my LMS or however it is that I want to share this list of links. So it just makes that really quick and easy. All right, so that is one tab. I encourage you to use that. Now, what didn't happen is when I one-tabbed it and all my tabs collapsed into a list, is my pin tab saved. Now, they are still there. The pin tabs are these little tabs here. You can see they're kind of small. If I go to slides, it's got that nice wide tab. The pin tabs are these little tiny ones here on the left-hand side. And what I want these to be, these first few tabs, as a teacher, this is not my teacher account, but as a teacher, I want one tab to be my gradebook, one tab to be my email, one tab to be my like Google Classroom, your LMS, whatever it is that you're using. What are those sites that you use every day, all the time? The textbook resources. I use them all of the time. So what I want to do is I want to right click on those tabs and I want to choose pin. And when I pin it, you'll see it collapses it up and moves it over to the left. My one tab settings, I've chosen that it does not one tab my pin tabs because I don't want them to go away. I need them there all of the time. So that's a setting option. Now, once you're in there, you can actually move the tabs around. So you see I can grab this pin tab and I can reorder it. And that's important because my next tip is keyboard shortcuts. And here, if you do Control-2, it's going to jump to the second tab. Control-5 jumps to the fifth tab. Control-4 jumps to the fourth tab. So if you always have them in the same order. So what I want to do is I want to drag these pin tabs around so that my gradebook is always the first tab. My email is always the second tab. My learning management system, Google Classroom, is always the third tab. And then I can Control-1, jump to my email, Control-3, jump to Google Classroom. I am on a Mac, so it is Command-1, Command-2, Command-3. And you can do that all the way up to Command-9, Control-9. So Control-1 goes to the first tab, Control-3 goes to the third tab. And if you keep them all in the same order, that's going to make it really efficient for you to quickly check your email, go to your gradebook, and all the other things that you need to do. Now, if you don't know this trick, Control-T makes a new tab. That's how I create new tabs. You can obviously click the plus icon there, but that's kind of slow. So Control-T is how I always start a new tab. And then if you want to close a tab, you do Control-W. So Control-T, new tab. We'll go to orioneducation.org. And then Control-W, it's going to close that tab. So as I'm reviewing student work, I look at the student work and then I Control-W, close it. Because I don't want to one tab that. It's student work. I don't want to save it. I want to have it for all time in my tab list. That would be silly. So I'm really into muscle memory here. It's Control-T, new tab, Control-W to close the tab. Now, if you want to bring a tab back, Control-Shift-T. So I'm going to Control-T, orioneducation.org, Control-W, close that tab. I'm like, oh, I didn't want to close that tab. That was a mistake. I want to bring that tab back. So I'm going to Control-Shift-T. Control-Shift-T brought that tab right back. Okay, so that's going to be really handy, especially as you walk by a student and they just closed a tab because they weren't supposed to be on it. I just do Control-Shift-T, boom, brings it right back. And like, wow, you were playing a game and not doing math. Okay, so I have some more tab tips for you. If you right-click on any of the tabs, that's where you're going to get this right-click menu of different options for Google Chrome. Now, let me just give you a quick tip. We already did pin, but mute site is one that any website that I go to that makes noise, I go to that tab, I right-click, and I mute that site just so that I don't accidentally play music in a staff meeting. I do this with YouTube. Now, it's kind of embarrassing sometimes. I'm in YouTube and it's playing, but it's not playing sound. I'm trying to play a video for my students. It's not playing sound. I'd rather have that oopsie than the oopsie of playing sound when I didn't want it. So I'm checking my speakers. I'm like, why isn't this playing sound? Oh, right, because I muted the site. But I personally keep YouTube muted all of the time. That allows me to browse and kind of look at some resources when, I don't know, silent reading and I'm doing some lesson planning, and I'm not going to disturb the classes. I'm kind of looking through there for, of course, legitimate reasons. All right. Group tabs. If you're not using group tabs, this is going to be a game changer. Obviously, you can bookmark. We all have bookmarks up the wazoo up here along the bookmark bar, and I'm going to get into that in a second. But what group tabs is going to allow me to do, watch me do this. I'm going to come back to one tab. Here are the 14 tabs that I had open before I one-tabbed them. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down the control key. Again, I'm on a Mac, so I'm using command. So I'm going to hold down the control key, and I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to click on this, and I'll click on this. So what I've done is I actually have 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you see how they're highlighted a little bit? I've selected 4 websites all at once. And then I can right-click, and I can choose Add Tabs to a New Group. Add tabs to a new group. So maybe this is my research that I'm doing, and I can assign it a color. I'm going to push enter. So now these tabs are all grouped together. So notice that I can collapse them. Now pin tabs are really great because those are going to allow me to get back to those websites really quickly and easily when I'm on the same computer. But those same pin tabs are not on a different device. I have my one at home, my personal computer at home, and then my school computer at school. But pin tabs, the group tabs are going to go across computers because the group tabs are on your account. So you'll see here on the left-hand side, and right in the bookmark bar, is my grouped tabs. And again, it just collapses that down. So instead of, I still want all 50 of my tabs, but I don't necessarily want all 50 tabs. Right click, add tabs to a group, new group, grading. Okay, so you can see that I'm able to collapse and expand out those tabs. So I can have all my tabs, they're still there, but I'm able to collapse them down, name them. If you don't see your grouped tabs up there, you will see the little icons here in the bookmark bar that is going to allow you to open those up. And again, when you switch devices, so long as you're on the same Google Chrome account, you're going to be able to get back to those tabs. So that's a really big saver of time because I'm going to group my tabs depending on what I'm doing. If I'm lesson planning, it's different than when I'm grading, it's different than when I'm just trying to respond to parent emails. So I'm going to group up all of the resources that I use for each of the circumstances that I have and create a tab group. And what if you're using AI? I don't know about you, but I'm constantly Control-T, new tab, gemini.google.com, and I want to search something up. So I want to write a lesson plan on the quadratic formula. And so this is my assistant. It's not doing my work for me, but I definitely ask it questions as I'm doing whatever task that I'm doing, and I want to have it quick at hand. Now you might have Google Gemini built right into Chrome. You'll see that it's not in this particular version because it's managed by my school account here. I'm in my Gemini tab, and then I want to right-click on a tab that I want to see side by side. So I'm going to right-click on that Google Docs tab, and I'm going to choose New Split View with the current tab. So when I choose that new split view, you see it goes side by side. So I can brainstorm with Gemini, but I can do my work over here on the right-hand side. Now you can, with this split view, grab in the middle, like, okay, I'm doing focus work here on my Google Doc. I want to ask a question, create an image, whatever it is that I do with Gemini. And again, there is Gemini built into Google Chrome. I actually prefer to just use in the tab because that's just how I've been using it. All right, so that is split view, but if you right click, you can arrange your split view and separate them back out into individual tabs. So that's going to be really helpful as you want to have side-by-side student work with the rubric or different reasons that we need to have side-by-side windows. You're just going to be able to do that right in Google Chrome. So, okay, using AI, I'm going to right click on this. I'm going to pin this tab. This is my presentation. So I want to have that up at the front and pinned on there. So we just did the split view. Now, have you ever emailed a parent from a personal email? Oh my gosh, it's so embarrassing, or vice versa. I don't want to send personal emails from my school account. I'm going to Control-T, I'm in a new tab, and you'll see that I'm in Google Chrome. And what you notice about my Google Chrome is that it is green. It is green. Let me bring this up because I want to zoom in and highlight on. Down in the corner, it has this pencil icon. They just updated Chrome on me. So it used to say Customize Chrome, but now it has this pencil icon that's going to open up that Customize Chrome option. You can also find the Customize Chrome using the three dots, and you're going to come down to More Tools. That's the three dots in Chrome. You're going to come down to More Tools, and we're going to choose Customize Chrome. Either way, it's going to open up that sidebar. So that's going to allow you to choose a different color. So what you'll notice is on my personal account is pink, my work account is green, and so now I know which account that I'm using, so I have a little bit less confusion, and I don't accidentally send an email from the wrong account. Now if you scroll down a little bit, it says Toolbar, so I'm going to click on Toolbar. And this is the Chrome toolbar. And you're going to be able to come down and see all of these toggles of different things that you want to show or not show. And you'll notice that I like Google Lens, but I'm going to toggle that off. And it says create a queue. Actually, I'm going to toggle all of these off. And did you notice right up here, up in the Chrome shelf, where the Chrome extensions are, that those icons just went away? So look up here. I'm going to choose QR code. I love this QR code option. Create QR code, and it creates a QR code maker right up here. And then I'm going to choose copy link. So I'm going to do that, adds that link right up there. Reading mode is very powerful, so I'm going to turn that one on. And then, Google Lens is pretty cool. It just allows you to read images and maybe identify what plant the picture is, or if there's any tutorials on a particular math problem. So if you want to turn on Google Lens, it's really neat as well. So you can see that it's now added these icons up here in the toolbar. So let's go now again back to orioneducation.org, and I'm going to click on this QR code. So when I click on the QR code maker, you'll see that it just makes a QR code right there, which is amazing because if I need a QR code on the fly, this is the easiest way to do it. Here's my presentation. Click QR code. You can now scan this QR code and gain access to the slides. So it's just a quick way that you can distribute and share QR codes. But wait, there's more. What if this QR code is not the one that you particularly want? You want it for orioneducation.org. So you see how in this bar, this text box underneath the QR code, that I'm editing or I'm putting in a different one? And the QR code is changing as I do it. So now this QR code no longer goes to this page. It's going to go to orioneducation.org. Now let me show you a fun trick. I don't know if you know this trick, but when you're in a Google Slides, if you come up to the top and you change the /edit to /copy, it's going to force a copy. Well, if I am on Google Slides and I click this QR code, you see that this is for the edit screen. So what I would just do is I would highlight that /edit slide and the ID. After the slash, I'm going to leave the slash. I'm going to change it to copy. So I remove the part at the end and I replace it with copy. And now this QR code is going to force a copy of those Google Slides. Now, of course, you're not going to have access to that because it says that my slides are private. So let me just change that for you just in case. And done. Okay, so if you do use that QR code, you can now see this Google Slides presentation that Google Gemini made for me, and it is quite terrible, so enjoy that. All right, back to my slides. So what we do is we customized Chrome, we changed the color, we customized the toolbar, we created a QR code, and we did that on the fly. So now let's take a look at the copy link. So again, I'm over here on the orioneducation.org. Now, how would you copy this link if you wanted to share it out? You'd come up here and you'd start highlighting. Oh my gosh, I missed some of it. I didn't get it all. What you can do is if you've enabled the copy link from that customized Chrome, I just click copy link and it copied the link. So when I'm on my slides, copy link, now I've copied the link to those slides. So just a really quick and easy way to copy a link, and you know that you got all of it, and I can Control V paste that into Google Classroom, into an email, or any of those places. So that'd be a really great trick. Please use the copy link. And then, have you ever felt like, I just have so many bookmarks? Now, this is a new account. I'm new at working at Orion, so I have not had enough time to fill up all of my bookmarks yet, but don't worry, it's going to get ridiculous. Let's take a look at my bookmarks over here on my personal account, where you're going to see that I do have this little double arrows, and I have so many bookmarks, but actually my bookmarks organized into folders as well. So some of the things that you might want to notice is that I have this keep, it says keep. I'm going to right click on that keep icon and I'm going to choose edit. I'm going to edit these bookmarks because I don't need it to say keep. I know what the Google Keep icon is. Like, this is just redundant to have Google Keep icon and the word keep. So I'm going to delete that. I'm going to hit save. Now notice it takes up less room. It's going to take up less room on there. Now I am going to, you'll notice these icons that I have, I already removed the words. I like to have my icons to say little or nothing. So over here it says timesheet. I'm just going to edit that. It's skyward. I know this is my timesheet, so I can identify that logo, as opposed to when I was in Google Drive, opening up like this Google form, and then I want to bookmark it. Oh my gosh, look how long this is. This name is ridiculous. And when it's in my bookmark bar, you'll see here it says evaluation forms, and it keeps going, and it just takes up so much room in my bookmark bar. So I'm going to right click on that and I'm going to click edit and I'm just going to say EV. I just want to be shorter. It's my evaluation form. So I try to take all of my bookmark icons and have 0 words or 1 letter or a short word or just barely enough that I know what the heck that bookmark is. And then that gives me more room that I'm able to fit on that bookmark bar. Then the other thing that you'll notice is that I have folders. And I create these folders, like I just right click and I choose add folder, and I'll call this tools, save, and then I can just drag those bookmarks right into that folder. So now I am able to get even more things on my bookmark bar, and they're organized nicely into folders. Now when I do bookmark something, I'm going to bookmark this Notebook LM. Oh my gosh, that's long. Right here, I wouldn't even leave it like this. I would just, it's a Notebook LM logo, so I am not going to put Notebook LM. I know that is what it is. And then I'm just going to put diff for differentiate. And I'm going to put it on the bookmark bar. I'm going to do that so you can see that when I click these double arrows, and you can see that it put my new bookmark all the way at the bottom. Like, I just made it. I probably want quick access. I can actually grab that and drag it to see I can move and drag that bookmark on the bookmark bar. So as you have icons on your bookmark bar, I encourage you to drag them around into the order that works best for you, or right click, choose add folder so that you can have folders that you can organize your icons into, and then drag your bookmarks into those folders. And make sure that the titles on your bookmarks are as short as humanly possible. That is my tip for you. Take it or leave it. Okay, we did those. Thank you. And last but not least, there's so many ads on a web page. How do you read the page? And especially when we're talking about student users. So I'm going to show you a little trick. I'm going to go to orioneducation.org. I'm going to come down, I'm going to find some text, I'm going to highlight that text, and I'm going to right click. When I right click on text that I've highlighted, I have the option to open in reading mode. And when I open it in reading mode, notice the font is bigger. Thank you. And it just strips away all of the noise that I can just focus on the content. You can see how that's really great for our students. And this actually has a whole lot of features in reading mode that really helps people to read text more easily. And
Orion Education and Training offers several options to complete your education.
It will read it to you. So whether you just want to be listening to a web page or your students want to, this reading mode is a great option. Now I can highlight the text and right click and choose to open it in reading mode. Or do you remember that I enabled open in reading mode as one of the Chrome icons customizations? And I can just jump right into reading mode. All right, so that is what we have for today. Those are our quick tips. I hope that this was really helpful, and I hope you'll join me for the next summer series where we're talking ed tech.